Hello everyone, it's Mr. Twilight channel again, the place where we explore true horror stories and spine-chilling mysteries that might keep you up at night. If you're a fan of scary tales, hit subscribe, give a like, and turn on the bell so you won't miss any videos. Today, I'll share 3 true horror stories related to the beach, a place we often think of as paradise with white sand and golden sunshine, but it turns out to hide terrifying secrets. Get ready, because these stories are not for the faint of heart. The Call from Beneath the Waves, The Jersey Shore Disappearances, 1916. Before we begin, let me ask, have you ever felt drawn to the sea? Standing before the vast ocean, listening to the crashing waves. Have you ever felt like something was calling to you? If you have, this story might make you think twice before jumping into the water. Our first story takes us to the New Jersey shoreline, USA, during the summer of 1916, a time when people were enjoying seaside vacations, unaware that a nightmare was about to unfold. I've read many documents about this incident, and it actually inspired Peter Benchley's novel Jaws. But what's terrifying is that what happened wasn't fiction. It was all real. In early July 1916, the beaches of New Jersey were packed. People were swimming and playing, ignoring warnings about a mysterious monster in the water. Then, on July 1st, a 25-year-old man named Charles Vincent was swimming not far from shore when he suddenly screamed. Onlookers saw him thrashing in the water, which turned red with blood. A lifeguard rushed to pull him ashore, but it was too late. Charles's leg had been shredded, and he died from blood loss right on the sand. Panic spread across the beach, but no one knew exactly what had happened. Some suspected a shark, but at the time, people didn't believe sharks could attack humans so close to shore. Just 5 days later, 45 miles away at Spring Lake Beach, a hotel employee named Charles Bruder met a similar fate while swimming. He lost both legs to a vicious bite. This time, witnesses on the shore claimed they saw a giant shadow glide beneath the water just before Charles was dragged under. Fear began to grip the town, but officials tried to calm the public, calling it a rare accident. The most chilling event happened on July 12th near a small creek close to Matawan Beach, a spot people believed was safe because it wasn't deep. An 11-year-old boy named Lester Stilwell was swimming with friends when something dragged him under. His friends screamed and ran back to town for help. A 24-year-old man named Stanley Fisher heard the news and dove into the creek to search for Lester. He found the boy's body, but as he tried to bring it to shore, Stanley was also attacked. In front of dozens of witnesses, a massive great white shark tore into his thigh. Stanley died hours later at the hospital. In just 12 days, 5 people were attacked and 4 died. The whole nation was shaken, and New Jersey's beaches became a place of fear. Locals began hunting the shark, and eventually, a great white over 2 meters long was caught near the shore. When they cut it open, they found human remains inside. But here's the strange part. Some witnesses claimed they saw more than one shark, and others reported hearing eerie sounds from the water, like whispers or voices rising from the ocean floor. What truly chills me isn't just the shark, it's the question, why did it appear right then? And why did it keep attacking? Some scientists blame the unusually hot weather, saying it drove sharks closer to shore. But I came across old documents in which locals believed something beneath the sea had called the shark. People said that on quiet nights they could hear distant singing, but no one dared go to the water to find out what it was. What do you think? Was it just a shark, or was something more supernatural behind it all? Story 2, Shadows on the Sand, The Mystery of Outer Banks, 1590. Alright, everyone, the second story is even more mysterious, and it ties into one of the oldest unsolved mysteries in American history. If you've ever heard of the lost colony of Roanoke, this tale is going to give you chills. I had to dig deep into history to bring this to you, and trust me, it's scarier than any horror movie. Let's go back to 1590, to the beaches of the Outer Banks in North Carolina, where the English established a colony called Roanoke. Over 100 settlers, men, women, and children, came here hoping to build a new life. But within just a few years, the entire colony vanished without a trace. It became known as the Lost Colony, and to this day no one knows exactly what happened. In 1587, Governor John White led the group to Roanoke. He later returned to England for supplies, but when he came back in 1590, the colony was gone. The houses were still standing, but not a single person remained. There were no signs of violence, no bodies, no clues, except for two things: a single skeleton lying on the beach, and the word Ciaratan carved into a wooden post. Just imagine that, returning to a place once filled with over 100 people, only to find silence, sand, and wind. No voices, no footprints, just that strange word carved in wood and a stark white skeleton, as if it had been waiting for someone to find it. I got goosebumps reading about it. Many theories have been proposed. Perhaps the settlers were attacked by native tribes, or they starved and joined nearby indigenous communities. But what makes this story chilling are the local legends. The Native Americans spoke of ghostly figures that appeared on the sand during full moons. These figures didn't speak or move. They simply stood still, staring out at the ocean, as if waiting for something. Some even claimed to hear the cries of children coming from the water, though no one was around. In 1937, a tourist named Eleanor Dare, sharing a name with a known Roanoke settler, visited the Outer Banks to learn about its history. One night, she was walking along the beach when she saw a woman in white standing by the water's edge. Thinking it was another tourist, Eleanor called out, but the woman didn't respond. As she got closer, the woman turned around, and Eleanor was horrified to see that her face was blank. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, just a smooth, empty space. Eleanor screamed and fainted. When she came to, the woman was gone, but tiny footprints trailed across the sand into the waves and vanished. What haunts me is that this story doesn't end in the 16th century. To this day, locals still report seeing shadowy figures along the shores of the Outer Banks, especially during full moons. Some even claim to have caught footage, but when they watch the videos back, there's only sand and surf, no people, no shadows. I've seen posts on X, formerly Twitter, from people describing the exact same thing. So the question remains, did those 117 settlers truly disappear, or were they swallowed by the sea, their souls still trapped on that haunted beach? The Curse Beneath the Sea, The Mystery of the SS Ourang, 1948. Okay everyone, this final story is one of the most terrifying maritime mysteries I've ever come across. If you think beaches are only scary because of sharks or ghosts, brace yourself for a tale involving a haunted ship and lost souls trapped beneath the sea. This is the story of the SS Ourang in 1948, and I bet after hearing it, you'll never want to be alone at the beach again. In 1948, a cargo ship named SS Ourang was sailing off the coast of Indonesia, near the beaches of Sumatra. It carried 40 crew members and cargo, and everything seemed normal until February 10th. That day, another ship nearby received a distress signal from the Ourang. It was a brief Morse code message, but its content sent chills down the spines of those who heard it. All officers, including the captain, are dead, lying in chart room, possibly whole crew dead. The message ended with one final line, "I die." A rescue team was immediately dispatched. When they boarded the SS Ourang, the scene was more horrifying than anything out of a horror film. All 40 crew members were dead, scattered across the deck and cabins, but there were no visible injuries. Their faces were frozen in sheer terror, eyes wide open, mouths agape as if mid-scream. Some even pointed out toward the sea, as though they had seen something, right before they died. I've seen archival photos of the event, and honestly, the images of those sailors' corpses haunted me for a week. Their faces didn't look like those of people who had simply died. They looked like they had seen something not of this world. Investigators found no signs of poison, disease, or any natural cause. The ship was intact, with no evidence of an attack. But the strangest discovery was in the captain's log. The final page, written in shaky handwriting, contained just one sentence. It came from below. "We cannot escape." No one knows what it was. Locals in Sumatra believe the SS Ourang passed through a cursed region of the sea, an underwater graveyard where the souls of drowned sailors gather. They say that on moonless nights, if you stand on the beach near the ship's last known location, you can hear distant screams like dozens of voices crying for help from beneath the waves. Some fishermen even refused to sail in February, convinced that still lurks below the ocean's surface. In 1990, a group of amateur divers set out to explore the area where the SS Ourang had sent its final transmission. They found fragments of wreckage, but when they dove deeper, one diver reported seeing shadowy figures swimming around him. He heard whispering in his ears. Even though he wore a sealed diving mask, the team surfaced in panic and one diver disappeared, never to be seen again. I don't know about you, but I would never dive in that area. What makes this story so terrifying is that no one has ever been able to explain what happened to the SS Ourang. Some claim it was a natural event, maybe toxic gas from the ocean floor, but I can't shake that line from the captain's log. It came from below. Did the crew disturb something ancient in the deep? And if they did, is it still waiting down there? So, we've just explored 3 chilling true stories from the sea, from the bloodthirsty shark attacks in New Jersey to the ghostly figures of Outer Banks, and finally, the deadly mystery of the SS Ourang. Each tale reminds us that the ocean, while beautiful, hides countless secrets. It's stunning but also terrifying. Next time you're at the beach, listen closely. Do you hear anything strange? If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment and share your own eerie beach experiences. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That way, I'll have the motivation to bring you even more creepy stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Stay spooky. Bye-bye.